Have you ever wondered what are the wild vertebrate mammalian species that you are sharing Singapore your home with? First of all, let me clarify the term vertebrates. Vertebrates are animals that have a backbone. Yes, that includes us, humans. These vertebrates are grouped into various classes, like fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. Class is one of the levels of taxonomic classification. An organism is classified by kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. Conversely, animals without this special backbone are invertebrates. Can you think of some? Examples are worms, insects, spiders, and many more. In fact, more than 90% of all living animals belong to the group of invertebrates. Back to the original question. What are some of the native mammals that you can think of? Of course, you might remember the textbook example of the last Malayan tiger that was killed at Choa Chu Kang in the 1930s. Or the troops of long-tailed macaques that line up along the paths and road, waiting for your hand out or waiting for the chance to snatch your plastic bag away. Besides these well-known examples, do you know of the existence of the banded leaf monkey or banded langur? This primate is found in our tropical forest. It used to be found at Bukit Timah Nature Reserve, but the last individual died in 1986 when it descended to the ground and was killed by a dog. The specimen is now displayed in the Lee Kong Chian Natural History Museum. This shy animal is strictly arboreal, meaning it rarely comes down to the ground. It also makes a call that resembles the machine gun. You might also know of the wild boar or wild pig. They were featured in the news in 2012 to 2013 because of the increase in their numbers and a few cases of injuries. This is a case of human-wildlife conflict, where one party suffers negative impact resulting from an interaction with the other party. Unlike the banded langur, the wild boar is always at the ground level, making them terrestrial in habits. Do you know that the piglets have watermelon stripes on their body to aid in their camouflage? The earlier animals are all active in the day, that is, diurnal. Have you ever wondered about animals that sleep during the day and are only active at night? These animals are called nocturnal animals. One amazing nocturnal animal that can be found in Singapore is the colugo, often referred to as the flying lemur. It is a gliding mammal with the most extensive patagia or skin membrane of all the gliding animals, allowing the animal to glide up to 136 meters. This domestic cat-sized mammal is strictly arboreal and foliovorous, feeding mainly on leaves. There are only 2 species of colugos in the world, and both are in Southeast Asia. It is estimated that there are 1,500 individuals in Singapore alone. Another unusual native animal is the pangolin, or scaly anteater. This is not an armadillo, which is only found in South America. As the name suggests, it is covered in scales, but it is not a reptile, it is a mammal just like you and me. The scales are actually compacted keratin, the same material as your fingernail and hair. It is perhaps due to this unique feature that pangolins worldwide are illegally hunted and consumed, making them endangered species. Pangolins are myrmecophagous, meaning they feed on ants and termites, and thus they are important for pest control. We also have the Malayan porcupine, which is a type of rodent, just like rats and squirrels. It is easily recognizable from the black and white quills, also made from keratin. Contrary to popular belief, porcupines cannot shoot their quills at their enemies. Instead, when threatened, they may rattle the hollow quills on its tail to warn the predator. And if that fails, a porcupine may do a reverse charge and attempt to stab its attacker with its quills. So, do not attempt to corner an angry porcupine. After showing you a number of native mammals, are you thinking why have you not seen them when taking a walk in the forest? This could be because you do not know that they still exist and thus have not been paying attention to the surroundings or trying to look for them. It could also be because you have gone in with a big group and have been making too much noise, scaring them away. Therefore, you can increase your chances of seeing this amazing wildlife if you remember to keep your voices down and search for them as you take a slow walk in the forest the next time. And remember, take nothing but photographs, leave nothing but footprints.